Y'all, this is going to be a bit of a bumpy drive, but just bear with me. I have to get some Gatorade, and I'm going to show you what's been going on out here. They've got one of the monsters in there. They took down part of the terrible fence, which is awesome. Okay, so that is, ouch. That is where the water came from that soaked my yard this last time. And it is still soaking wet under there today. And I can't believe. Hello. Okay, now we have to go back to the master bedroom, the only bedroom. And the reason we're doing that is because they are making so much noise out there. Let me see if I can get this rigged up right. Okay. I think. I am not trying to pose for y'all, okay? This is the only way I can set the thing. Okay, I hope you guys can see. Yesterday, across the street where I just showed you, across the cul-de-sac, they were, you still got it, Granny. That's because it's a little bottle. It's got some frosty in it. It stains really bad, so I hope I don't drop it. They were using over there, if I talk funny, y'all, it's because I bit the whole inside of my cheek sometime last night. They were using a jackhammer and a chainsaw, and that's what they were doing the day they broke the water line. But yesterday they were doing it again. So there was no water involved yesterday. It was just incredibly noisy. And then last night the city took over. They're working their way down the street here, or boulevard, or road, whatever you want to call it. They jackhammered and used a chainsaw until about 11:30, I think. Poor Stephanie, y'all know that she had a heart attack right after she got out of the hospital a while back, several months ago. And so her heart has an irregular heartbeat, an arrhythmia, or something like that. And she has a monitor, but the vibration from the jackhammer was messing with her heart. And so she had to go over to her parents to sleep last night. These guys are making noise again, but not as bad. What was I going to talk to y'all about? Let me bore you with some adoption stuff. Y'all, this is one of the most, I'm talking with a lisp. I'm sorry, I should put a golf ball in there or something. You can't put a Band-Aid inside your mouth. Did y'all know that? It won't stick. But anyway, it's the most challenging thing. I mean, okay, for instance, let's talk about the San Diego County Humane Society. I found this kitty cat, and her name was Cloud, and she was just beautiful. She was fluffy, and she was kind of gray, but she was a real pale gray on her head. She was a beautiful girl. I think she was about 2 years old. owner surrender, didn't have time for her anymore. You know what your time is like. You know. How do you all of a sudden just figure out you don't have enough time? Y'all, that's really aggravating to me. That's a lazy person. That's a person who made an impulse decision. And they don't want to deal with it anymore, so they're going to give the poor animal back to a pound. Our humane societies have come a long way. Okay, they have. From way back when I moved here back in 88 or 89. I'm trying to be polite, y'all. I could guzzle half of this down at one time, especially if I'm out in the yard. But anyway, so now they do have, they use fosters, and they didn't used to do that. It was just the staff at the pound, and it was awful. Jerry swung by a while ago, and we were talking about it, and I said, I remember back in the day that you would just walk through their chain link fence gates and go in there and walk up and down the rows of the poor, pitiful little dogs, big dogs. And then they have this thing called the cat house. And so it keeps, you know, the cats secluded inside. Now, there was nowhere for them to play or anything. Our local here in Oceanside, I guess, I don't know, they just didn't know what volunteers were, or they didn't want to mess with them. I don't know. But Petco's and PetSmarts that have kitties in them, they have people, volunteers, that go in and play with them. They need that human contact and that socialization. So anyway, the way our humane society is working now because of this virus, thank you to our government, you call if you find an animal that you like or whatever you think is cute or you feel sorry for, you call them. Oh no, you set up an appointment online for a pre-adoption phone call. You talk to somebody, a counselor. They call them counselors. Oh, but anyway, so I did that, and they tell you what time the call is going to be. So I got up and I got dressed. I took a shower, brushed my teeth, put a little face on, got dressed. Because you know you want to look good for a phone call, right? So she called and we chatted a little bit. I told her a little bit about my cottage and my yard. And she said, well, I'm so sorry. Cloud's already adopted. Well, no wonder I can't come down there and go in the kitty house and say, ooh, I like that one. And go in the office right next door and do the paperwork. And I understand, y'all, that we have this horrible, horrible thing going on. But I'm telling you, they get adopted like that. I don't understand. Do people, like if they find a rescue group that they like, and you can set up alerts, and I think it's on Rescue Me, you can set up a regular alert, and you can pick the breed you want, you can pick the sex, you can pick, you know, an age range. I think you can even pick a color. But, so you can set up an alert and you'll get an email, and they'll say, Deborah, we found 6 dogs that meet your criteria. And so you scroll down, you click on the little thingy, and you can see the little dogs or cats or rabbits or roosters. Oh yeah, there's roosters and pigs that are up for adoption. I wish y'all could have some of this. If anybody's going to come by for a visit, let me know, and I'll get the cherry kind too and put it on ice for you. Y'all won't believe what I did the other day. I was trying to make room for some of Terry's groceries, because after we went and got his groceries at Walmart, he wanted to come to the house before he went home, so I had to take all his cold stuff out, put it in my freezer, blah, blah, blah. Well, I had a full box of baking soda up there. I think everybody has one of those. It's a smell dissipator or something. And I knocked that whole box off. Rather. So yesterday, I had my clean dish rag, and I was going to go in there and clean it up. So I opened my freezer, and I started, you know, it was in the back, so I started moving it forward. I do not know what distracted me. But a little bit later, I was looking for my dish rag. I couldn't find it. I was looking everywhere. Then I remembered, oh, I was cleaning up the baking soda. So I opened the freezer, and there's my dish rag, frozen solid. Oh no, I need somebody to help me. I didn't even clean it out. I just got my dish rag, put it in the water with the bleach and the soap, like I always keep them in there, you know, after I use them. And you can use one more than, you know, 1 or 2 times that way. But anyway, that was so stupid. What was I talking about? There's got to be a way that I can have one of y'all on the phone, and then when this happens, I can say, Linda, what was I talking about? I know we were talking about little animals, y'all. But, oh, yeah. So if you pick, like, there are some that I like better than others. And here's the thing. You can't just put in one application, and then when a new baby comes up, you can email them and say, I'm interested in this baby. And they pull your application. Right? Wouldn't that be easy? Oh, no. You have to fill out a whole other application. And by the time you get all that done, that baby's gone. If y'all have any extras, would you send me one? So, I don't know. Well, now, the Moreno Valley one, I've seen like several of their babies that were cute, but being cute is not everything. You have to meet and interact with the baby, right? I do. I mean, I could do a curbside pickup of a kitty, especially a kitten. I mean, come on. Have you ever seen an unlovable kitten? I haven't, and I've seen a lot of them. You know, out in the country, everybody's cats had kittens. Sometimes it even caused a fight, especially in the dogs. When your male dog got over there and got their female dog, and they had all these puppies. I've seen some pretty good squabbles about that. I mean, men coming to blows. But that's how we got our pets back in the day. Oh, Billy Bob's dog just had a bunch of puppies. They're so cute. And before you know it, they were all gone. That's how I got my purebred collie. So it's hard. It's a hard process. So if you pick like your favorite rescue, do you just stay up all night watching it to see if a new one pops on? I wonder if you could ask them, when do y'all add your new babies? Now, I've asked questions before, and rarely do I get an answer. And here's another thing. There's one rescue group that I've seen that is awesome. I can be looking at their little babies and see one, and then look again the next day, and there's an adopted banner across their picture, which is good to know. Then you don't put in an application and waste your time. This is complicated, y'all. I know that I overcomplicate things, and I may not even be explaining them right, but I'm trying to. I want you to know what I'm doing. I'm exhausted. I don't want to talk. I think it's amazing, Jerry, that I'm not talking as much as usual. So, it's really hard. There are so many rescue groups out there. And I'm going to tell you, if you think that a $450 rehoming fee is bad, look at some of those groups. Anywhere from $800 to $1,500. And I am not talking a purebred dog. But anyway, it's just really exhausting, and I am still so sad over Miss Hazel. Yesterday, y'all, it was a month. It was a month. She's sitting here staring at me right now. She's on my nightstand, and I have the other one in the living room. And she is the screensaver on my phone. And y'all, I think I'm going to have to put her pictures away for a little bit. Because if I look very long, I'll lose it. So anyway, that's what I've been doing, y'all, and I'm okay. I am okay. I know I am not communicating with y'all, and this video is going to be ahead of a couple others. And thank goodness I did have a few in reserve. But, the whole reason I was going to make this video, I have a friend that lives up in Northern California. In fact, I think I told you, she used to do a lot of rescue work, and occasionally she'll send me a couple of pictures of babies. And now I have to tell y'all, I love standard poodles. I'm not really in love with the little poodles. I prefer to have a poodle mix. A Yorkie poo, a Maltese poo, any poo's good for me. I'm so glad I didn't put my nose down in that sore. But her daughter, I was talking to her, texting to her. I think we texted for I don't know, on and off for several hours. She was so sweet. And she just knew that I needed to kind of, you know, get some of this out. And so I said, I wish I knew a teenager that would fill out these applications for me. I would find a baby, shoot it over to them, and they would fill out the application and hit the send button. And so a few minutes later, she said, Tiana said she'd do it for you. I said, are you kidding? I would give her $10 an application if she would do that for me. Now, probably Tiana wouldn't take any money, but I mean, that would be amazing. It would get done much faster. So I don't know. Maybe we'll try that. I sent some pictures over to y'all of babies that I had looked at, and I think a couple of them I even put applications in. I mean, really, unless you've got an Australian Shepherd or something, you know, that I would never have, there's no way I could exercise one of those. I could with a Chucket, but, you know, I have the perfect little home. Hazel loved it here. She loved it here. She loved her little yard and her patio and her potty area, and she didn't love Maverick. I have to say that. But after she got deaf, she didn't mind him. He didn't really bark a lot, but anyway, so that's what I have been doing. Unmotivated. Just not motivated. And I know that's awful, y'all, especially when you have a YouTube channel. That's awful. But I'm sure that I'm going to pick up in a bit. I am. It just takes a little time. My neighbor keeps saying, just smoke a little pot. It'll make you feel better. It is tempting, y'all. You know it is legal here. So I wouldn't be doing anything different than drinking a beer or having a glass of wine. I'm pretty much a teetotaler, though. Actually, I am one. I haven't been out anywhere to eat and had a margarita, not a margarita, daiquiri, in years. This is my drink of choice. Sometimes I squeeze the bottle a little bit so the ice will come down. You can imagine. I stopped doing that. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you so much. So if I don't get to comments for a little while, it does not mean that I don't love y'all and that I don't care about you and that I don't appreciate you, because I do. I truly do. And so after I make this video and upload it, I sure hope I haven't made a Groundhog Day of this video. If I have, please, y'all, just, you tell me and I can delete it and it'll be gone. Okay? But it is a real struggle that I'm going through, and there's a teeny tiny part of me, and it says, Deb, you can do this. You do not need another baby. Look at all the freedom you have. You don't have to worry about Miss Hazel being hot, or the fact that she does not like being in the van anymore. Blah, blah, blah. Where am I going? Nowhere. I do have to go to the drugstore today, though. But anyway, I do love y'all, and I appreciate you. And you know, I'm getting there. I did a little stuff in the yard yesterday. Dog proofed it. But that's all, y'all. That's all I have to say. Do something fun. I was on the phone with my doctor's office about a prescription. I was on there for 19 minutes before anybody answered. I've called several times trying to cancel Miss Hazel's Banfield policy. I can't get through to anybody. I can't do it online because the phone number that they have for me that I put in to identify myself is an old phone number. Do I remember what it is? Oh, please, give me a break. You know I don't. So, I'll talk to y'all later, and I'll be back. I'll be back to myself pretty soon. Okay? Love y'all. Bye now.